name Sergeant First Class Amador. I'm an 11 Bravo and Team NCOIC for MAT 6222.
If you want to come to the SFAB, 1, you got to be a subject matter expert in your MOS. 2, you got to be a team player. And when you come to the SFAB, there's no waiting for orders. Everything's initiative. You know what your job is. You play a piece to the big puzzle. You need to get all that stuff done and bring it to the table versus asking and waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. Know your MOS, be an initiative-driven individual, and be a team player. I've been in the Army for a total of 15 years. I did 4 years active in the Marine Corps. So it's going to be a total of 19 and a half years.
You made the transition from Marines to Guard. What was that transition?
My transition from the Marines to the Guard was I did my 4 years active, infantry. And then when I got back from my deployment from Iraq in 2006, I had about an 8-month gap. Missed the military a little bit. So then I joined the Guard, still wanted to do infantry. And here I am 15 years later. You definitely miss the camaraderie. You miss just doing all the suck, you know. That's really what you miss. When in the long run, the times you remember is the times in the suck and how you made it through.
After joining the Guard and you became infantry, what was that initial process like?
It was pretty easy, especially being in the Marines infantry. I didn't have to go to boot camp. I didn't have to do much. It was just pretty much just transition over to the Guard and then sign and then just report to my new unit. The only thing that was difficult, and I'm sure it was the same for being active duty Army, just that transition to the Guard. It's a little different, different type of mentality and just different ways of individuals dealing with stuff.
What's the difference between the Guard and active Army?
If you don't want to go active duty, I suggest National Guard. Reason being is National Guard, there's 2 different benefits. You get state and federal benefits. Being in the Guard, you have, for instance, in the state of Florida, where I'm from, they have tuition assistance. So as soon as you graduate boot camp, you get your school paid for 100%. Versus with being reserved, there's different processes that you have to go through to get these benefits. You also get free license plate registrations, you know, all the fishing, but you just get more benefits because you're part of 2. You're part of a state and federal.
How long was it before you received your first promotion?
A year.
A year. Is that quick in the Guard, or
I would say, yeah, it's quick in the Guard. I actually did not know I was getting promoted. It's just I had the time and grade from previous. So I was fast tracking pretty quick. I got my E5 within 3 years. I got my E6, and then within 3 years, I got my E7. I did my 3 years as platoon sergeant. When I came back from my last deployment, transitioned from the recon platoon sergeant to the SFAB, and I've been in the SFAB for 3 years.
Talk to me about the SFAB.
The first active duty unit was established in February 2018. So there are 6 brigades, 5 are active, and the 6th brigade, which is the 54th brigade, is National Guard. And I got on the very first day of drill. First day was November 1st, 2018. And I was the first team leader for Bravo Company, Team 2, and I've been there since day 1.
And what is the role of the SFAB?
So the role of the SFAB is to, what the acronym we use, ASLA, which is we advise, assist, support, liaise, and accompany the foreign force. SFAB was created also to alleviate the burden of the BCTs and the Special Forces units as far as training and taking time off for that. The Special Forces were created to train foreign forces, but throughout the operations of war with Afghanistan and Iraq, they started becoming a lot more direct action and doing a lot of those missions, putting a strain on them to actually train forces. So then the Army would pull individuals out of BCTs, and they were tasked out to do this mission. So now the SFAB is created just to do this. So we go to different countries, we embed with them, and we assist in their training and their buildup in order for them to defend themselves.
What type of training does it take for a guardsman or a soldier to become SFAB?
So it's not that difficult. You just got to have, at least for the Guard, you have to have a good PT test, at least 70 in each event, and it has to be at least more than 240. You also had to put in a resume about your qualifications in the civilian sector and also in your military. Then also an assessment was made. You went to Fort Bragg. It was a 3-day assessment, and then they evaluated you on your MOS, and then also you got a peer eval, and then you came on a team. And then once on a team, You go through your own evaluations to see if you mesh well with the team, and that's how you get to stay in the SFAB as well.
Can any MOS be SFAB?
Each team is comprised of 12 individuals. You have your captain, who's your team leader. You have your E7, who's your team NCOIC. And then you have 3 advisors, which are your 2 infantry advisors, which are your maneuver advisor. Then you have your military police advisor. And then you have your support advisors. You have your fires, you have your EOD, you have your signal, you have your mechanic, you have your logistics. You can pretty much be any MOS. And what's unique about the SFAB is that you have to know everyone's jobs, because when we go advise these foreign forces, you rotate. So sometimes you're going to have your mechanic out there with these forces going over battle drills, going over movement of contact. So we all have to be subject matter experts in all our MOSs and our skills, our warfighting functions. So you have to know fires, you have to know medical, you have to know signal on all different aspects, because when we deploy as a team, you're a 12-man team by yourselves, and you have to be able to sustain yourselves and be lethal as well. So in case something happens, we got to be able to defend ourselves.
What advice would you give a young civilian interested in joining the Guard?
I would say don't just come just for the benefits of school. Definitely try to get something out of it. Figure out exactly what, as far as you're interested in. The military has so many different MOSs, not just infantry. When somebody thinks of military, they think of kicking down doors in infantry. But there are so many different things you can do in the military and in the Guard. Why not have them pay for it?